So, ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the next video. Okay, check this out. Okay, so you had narc parents, right? Right. But you're not a narcissist. Nope, you're not. You're an empath. But sometimes you wonder why, and it's so weird this happens every so often. It'll be a situation that occurred and you will be like, why am I making such a big deal about this petty little situation? Why am I taking this to the extreme? I'm overthinking this situation. Because see what happens, ladies and gentlemen, is some of the parents, the narc parents, feelings, when you've been through the brainwashing throughout the years, what happens is it's not who you are, so don't be afraid, but they rub off on you. I'm going to tell you how. Being an empath, have you ever sometimes, now you never feel it, you never experience jealousy. All of a sudden, it'll be so weird. There's a coworker that comes to work and say, hey, I got a new job at such and such. And all of a sudden jealousy hits you and you're like, I never feel jealous. Why am I feeling jealous? This is so weird. You don't even know how to deal with the feeling because you're just like, you never experience it. You just have always been content with yourself, but just this particular time. And so you try to think of other things to take your mind off of it. And an hour done passed, 2 hours done passed, 3 hours done. And you're like, wait, why am I? Ladies and gentlemen, eventually, by the time the day is over with, that thought's gone. The narc parents deal with these feelings 24/7 around the clock. So that little snippet of what you just felt is what your narc parents experience on a daily basis. Do you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? And it'll be feelings like, sometimes it'll be the jealousy feeling. Sometimes it'll be a feeling of feeling not good enough. For example, let's just say some coworkers come to you. Okay, forget the coworkers. Let's just say you guys are hanging out at this big party and you're socializing with everybody. And you guys have a big group of friends and the majority of your group of friends say they're getting ready to go grab something to eat and they're going to come back. Do you want something? And you say no. And so they proceed to go grab them something to eat. And all of a sudden, a feeling of unwantedness comes around you. You're like, well, why would they just, and you're like thinking in your head, you're like, but they asked me that I want something to eat and they communicated where they were going, but why do I feel left out? And you're like, but I never feel like this. Why do I feel left out? And an hour passed. And when your friends get back, you're trying to act like nothing's bothered you or anything, but you just feel left out. And now they're having conversations and you guys are socializing and talking and you just still feel left out. Eventually the feeling goes away. Ladies and gentlemen, these be feelings that be extracted from your narc parents. It's not who you are. Don't be afraid. But what happens is these feelings end up, they stay these feelings end up making you feel so to the extreme. You're like, I never feel like that. Why do I feel like this? It's because it came from the narc parent. It's different things when you've been around them for so long. See, the way that the narcissists feel is the way that they try to make others feel. So throughout your life and throughout your childhood, there have been times that the narc parents have tried to make you feel jealous. There have been times that the narc parent have made you feel left out because they felt left out. They've always felt left out. I'm telling you, and these feelings will arise in you and you'll be like, huh? Why do I feel like this? But they're short-lived because you're not a narcissist. Ladies and gentlemen, and let me tell you something. Don't beat yourselves up for feeling like this. What the best thing to do is when you have these feelings of, this or that and this, and they're just feelings that you don't experience on a normal, just let them just go through. Don't react off of them. Don't feed into them. It's okay. Just let them go. This happened to me the other day at work. I was getting ready to go somewhere, and I had wrote down my number for this coworker because I wanted them to be able to get in contact with me if anything happened where I was at while I was on a little short break. And they were like, "Huh? What are you doing?" No, basically meaning no, you'll be fine. Just go. So I left and I went on break, and all of a sudden I had a feeling I felt damn, did they rejection? And ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't even that type of party. It wasn't even that type of party. And I'm like, why am I experiencing this feeling of rejection? I don't even see this person like that. I don't even like what they have to offer. Why am I feeling rejected? Why am I feeling rejected? And I came back to work and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. This feeling got to go away. And it did. It went away way before the shift. And I thought to myself, I say, I say, this comes from the narc parent. And let me tell y'all something. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. While I was there, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I got to remember to put this down. I got to remember. And thoughts will come to me to put in video and they'll just leave sometimes. And I just forget to go back to do it. But I'm just so glad that topic hit me today because I need to go on that. Because a lot of you guys be feeling these feelings and you're wondering, why do you feel this? You ever felt hopelessness? Just hopelessness out of a situation. And you're like, but I always have I'm always confident that this situation is going to work out the right way. And all of a sudden, I just feel this hopelessness. You know where it's coming from. Don't let these feelings, overpower you. All you have to do is just let them ride out, dismiss them. Just let them ride out and dismiss them. And I'm going to tell you guys something else too. Sometimes, when you come from situations like that with a narcissistic family dynamic, it'll make you feel sometimes you always looking at the worst in situations. I noticed that with me. Oh, this happened. What if that happened? What if this happened? What if that happened? This happened, that happened. One day I had to say, you know what? The hell with it. If it happened, I'm going to pick myself back up and do what the hell I got to do to get out of it, ladies and gentlemen. Because things that you can change. And things that you can't, the hell with it. And I've always felt like this, but I've never acted off of it the way I should. One day I expressed it to a family member and they said, do you know you just spoke the serenity prayer? And I said, what is that? And a while after that, I decided to look up the serenity prayer. And and it was almost word for word of the way I felt about that situation, the way I felt about situations that you can, because I eventually you reach ultimatum. You're like, man, look, there's got to be something that I can do to these situations the way I'm feeling. And I was like, you know what, the hell with it. One day I said, if I could change, I change. If I can't, whatever. And that right there is something that I should have been acting off all of along. Things are going to happen the way they're going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going to happen. It's just the way life is. You get what I'm saying? Things are just going to happen. It's unfortunate a hurricane came here. We couldn't stop it, but we just had to deal with whatever let it pass through and pick up and rebuild. And that's what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Stop faulting yourself, okay? You're not to blame. Stop being so hard on yourself. A lot of people are way too hard on themselves. God is going to work the situation out and situations are going to go the way they're going to go. But after those situations pass, you do the best of your ability and God will figure out the rest. A resident told me that one time. You do what you can do and God will figure out the rest, honey. And I say, wow, I'll never forget her face. Very sweet lady. Very sweet lady. It feels so good when I actually, my residents leave the healthcare facilities. I feel so good because they're back to living their life with their families. I love you guys. I will see you guys in more videos and you guys have a wonderful afternoon. All right. Bye-bye.